What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions.
Get with this.
Today's reaction is one that I'm really looking forward to, and it's a first for me on this channel because I never do lyric videos or audio only videos because I like to watch the live performances and the music videos so I can break down gear, production, and talk about the behind the scenes stuff that I'm familiar with from touring. But I'm gonna make an exception today because in my last video, I finally heard Nemo by Nightwish. And today, we're gonna listen to Nemo by Crewish. And I assume that a lot of you are familiar with Crewish, but if you're not, I'll give you a quick background. When this whole pandemic started, all these bands that were on tour had to cancel all of their shows and go home, which means all the crew guys and girls that were out with those bands got sent home with no work as well. And a lot of the times when you're working for bands in this industry, you only get paid when you're working. So there's a lot of unemployed crew guys right now that are at home doing nothing. And instead of staying at home and doing nothing, Nightwish's crew decided to get together and do a little EP of covers of Nightwish's songs in their own way. And that is so awesome, man. What a rad thing to do. I kind of wish that me and my other crew guys thought of doing that because it would be really awesome, but I'm excited to check it out. I've heard they're interpreting these in their own way. It's not going to sound exactly like the original, and that's super awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to jump in. I'm also going to drop some links below where you can get the album if you want to and help support these guys while they're at home. So today, we're going to be listening to Crewish, and we're going to be listening to the audio-only version of Nemo. Let's go! I just realized how weird this might be because I'm not going to be watching any video. So I guess I'll just stare at this Crewish logo for the next 4.5 minutes while I do this or something. Oh, let's go. This is nothing like the original. Dude, this is sick. So, man, I mean, I'm so taken aback because, like, this doesn't even sound like a cover. Like, it's a completely different sound. And speaking of that sound, punchy, killer bass tone, man. I mean, that's just drives, man. And it also, probably stating the obvious, a lot of you probably hear it too, very AC/DC sounding with those guitar tones, man. It just sounds like, I mean, it just sounds like they plugged either a Gibson SG or a Les Paul into a Marshall stack, like a JCM 800 or something like that, and just let it go. Like, the tones are great, man. I'm really digging it. I'm even digging the vocals. I love how they've made it their own. This is its totally own thing, man. This is wild. Dude, this is just f***ing rock and roll. This is killer, man. I'm really curious if they sat down and wrote all of these when they had this idea, or if they've been like doing this for like sound checks on tour for years. Cause like, this is wild. When touring starts back up again, if they're not using like this album for changeover music and stuff like that between bands, missing out, man. So the cool thing about this, the album was called Unemployed Blacksmiths. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I read that on 2 different charts, I think it was the overall albums charts in Finland, it was number 2 overall out of the whole country. And then on the physical album sales, it was number 1. This was the number 1 album in Finland when it came out. That's amazing. Like, I have a weird sense of pride with that. Like, I'm so happy for them because I'm also an unemployed roadie right now. So super rad, man. And one of the other things that I saw is that Nightwish promoted the out of this. Like, it was all over their social media, and they even made it very known, like, 100% of the sales from this are going to our crew. That was their way of helping their crew out once their crew did this. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, man. I didn't see as many bands and artists helping out their crews in this situation as I expected. There were some good things going on, but there were others that just cut their crews loose completely with nothing. And this is one of those situations, man, what I've talked about, that really shows you the character of the actual band, man. They care about their crew, and they're trying to help them out as much as they could to get the word out about this. Super awesome. Dude. Oh, listen to that guitar work in the background, man. Dude. That's got to be like a intro to the next song, or just a reference I don't get or something. That was awesome, man. Let's go talk a little more about it. Not gonna lie, man, when I started that song off, I was expecting it to sound very similar to the original. I just thought that they were literally gonna try and cover their boss's songs, like how they were, but that was a pleasant surprise, man. I loved that they did that completely in their own way. The sound of that, the tones that they got out of the instrument, the style, everything. It was just classic rock and roll, man, and it sounded awesome, dude. Like I said in the video, I'm like happy for these guys. I'm proud of these guys that there are other roadies that did something like this over this downtime, man. It's super rad. So, man, I want to find out who played what, because I know there's about a dozen Nightwish crew guys that got involved in this. So they probably took turns trading instruments out or stuff like that. I'd be really interested to see which ones did certain stuff on these songs. So, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to put some links below if you'd like to support these guys if you haven't already. It really helps a ton, especially with a lot of these roadies that are out of work over this time. Go check it out. Go support however you can, man. This was super, super awesome. Thank you to everybody that sent this to me and made me aware of this. I can't wait, man. Now I want to try and get these guys on the channel for an interview or something. So if this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe because I release new videos all the time. And if you turn your alerts on, you'll be notified the second new stuff comes out. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like. And if you disliked it, not a big deal, man. Whatever. Click dislike, move on. But thank you for being here this time. I'm on a ton of different social media. I even have a Discord server. I stream on Twitch all the time. I will put all the links to that stuff in the description below. And my handle on everything social media related is @TankTheTech. Thank you so much for watching once again. Thank you for listening to this and supporting other crew guys from all over the place. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.